Just over 2 months ago, I released a video going over how Nintendo was shutting down the Wii U servers and therefore shutting down Course World in Super Mario Maker. In that video, I also explained how there were 26,000 uncleared levels left and we wanted to make that number 0. Well, today, I have a really exciting update to our progress. As of December 16th, there are under 10,000 uncleared levels left, and we have just over 3 months before the servers shut down. The average level is certainly getting more difficult, but some of the levels that I was the most concerned about going into this challenge have been defeated. Today, I want to showcase some of those levels and the players that beat them, starting with a level from a famous maker, the creator of Airspace, Shell Space, and Eternal Space, Val. Eternal Space is a frame-perfect wall jump right at the start, but Val was apparently extremely good at these because this level was 15 wall clip jumps, one of which I'm pretty sure requires 2 frame-perfect inputs. For comparison, the task-tied perfect run of 8-4 in SMB1 has 16 frame-perfect inputs as well. I was extremely worried about this level, but it's been cleared by an incredible Japanese player. This was Val's last uncleared level, but we still had the triple version of Shell Space to contend with. I thought that Sumbro, the uploader of Shell Space Double, would be one of the only people capable of beating this level, but I was wrong. This level also fell to a Japanese player. Speaking of Sumbro, he is out there helping the cause. He was able to beat this insane level from Sepet, the creator of Cirque de Mario. This level has a ton of frame-perfect inputs and a huge 5 mid-air riser to end it off. Sepet has some more uncleared levels that are similar to this one, but they're definitely doable with how many amazing players we have helping out. One of those players is named Kuro Fish, and he has been on an absolute tear lately. One of the coolest levels he's cleared is this Yoshi level by Shino. Shino has always been a great maker, but he really blew up in Mario Maker 2 with his level Bright Green, which I have cleared. This level and a few others flew under the radar though, and Kuro was finally able to give it the attention that it deserved. Not all insanely hard levels are flashy though. This water level by Fritz doesn't look like anything that insane, but the movement required is absolutely perfect and it racked up over 20,000 attempts before Warspy King was able to clear it with help from King Buu. King Buu is one of the best European players of all time, and he had a level called Inspired by Braden. It's an SMB1 precision level with a ridiculous first jump. You need a perfect float at the start, and the rest of the level is extremely precise too. Amazingly, Ark, a player mostly known for SMM2, was able to knock this one out, shocking everybody. I'd be making a huge mistake not to talk about the dynamic duo of Kaizo, Yoshi and Anthony. These guys have been crushing every level that gets in their way. Just this week, Yoshi took down the last uncleared level from Koi the Feared, and Anthony has been making his way through JC the Champ's uncleared levels, including a level called Latinos Can Midair that features 21 midair inputs, all of which are frame perfect. And we just have to talk about consistency levels. Gravity Rad has been able to clear some absolutely nuts mashing levels, one of which he was pretty excited to beat.
Yes!
Bidoko has also been crushing levels from a maker called Conan, none of which look fun, but someone had to do them, and Bidoko, we thank you for your service. A couple really hard midair levels have also been taken off the list, but there's also a lot left. We'll talk about those later though. By far the biggest clear to date was when Roy Koopa beat Choco's 500-second speedrun. Some considered this to be the hardest level ever made, and Choco was so far ahead of anyone else when it comes to New Soup, so this level was extremely daunting to say the least. Roy Koopa was up for the challenge though, and he was able to come up with some clever cheese to skip over half the level since it uses laps to fill the entire 8+ minutes of gameplay. By bypassing a key door, you don't need to collect the red coins, and you can use a key from earlier in the level to make it to the end. A truly amazing clear. Another player that has been crushing it is Nick Bygone, who was able to beat this really hard level from Fiona. This is just one of Nick's clears. He has been crushing a lot of levels and is definitely worth a Twitter follow. All of these levels are super impressive, but there are still lots of easy levels or levels with hidden dev exits. If you're not already helping the cause, consider joining. In the last few days, some extremely good players have started to grind, like Ryan WR for example. Players like these are going to be a huge help, but we also need a lot of less skilled players to help us clear out all the easy garbage, so these experts can devote their full focus to grinding the hard levels. There are lots of really insane levels left, but before I showcase some of them, I want to address an error message that you might see if you try to log on to Course World. According to the people working on Pretendo, the fan-run Mario Maker servers that are in development, Nintendo seems to have downsized their servers, which includes most of the ones that authenticate your login. I'll link to the full thread in the description, but what you need to know is that it will likely take several attempts to get onto Course World, but once you're on, the game should run as normal. With that out of the way, let's get into some of the hard levels we have left to clear. I'll start with Boney Space, a level from one of the best players named Boney. Fortunately, we have a clear video, but the level's insanely hard to execute. Then there's Trimming the Herbs by Ahoyo, the maker of Bombs 5. This level's only 11 seconds of gameplay, but the precision is really insane. Maybe Hiroto will beat this once he clears Bombs 5, or maybe Fast will come back for the clear. We might even see a Maker 2 player like Shib get the clear. Choco also still has 2 levels left, and if there's cheese in these ones, we haven't found it yet. More likely we're going to need some new soup gods to commit to grinding these ones. And then, as I alluded to earlier, there's lots of insane consistency levels left. Atticus Finch Kid has a 32 midair level, but to be honest, that is the least of my concerns. It turns out the guy that beat Wall Space was already a wall jump god. In fact, he has a level with 150 frame perfect wall jumps, and another identical copy where you have to hit only 125. My PB on this level is 10, so we're going to need some help. Does anyone know if Nifsky has a Wii U? Then there's the Overworld of Bombitos. Humphrey Joanna was never able to upload this level in full, but she was able to upload only the Overworld, and it's still going to be a pretty insane grind for someone. There are lots of incredibly hard levels left, so despite us being on pace by the numbers, now is not the time to slow down. We need to keep up the pace because the last 1,000 levels or so will most likely be some ridiculous grinds. Thank you to everyone that has joined the 0% Discord and helped out, and a special shout out to everyone I have mentioned in this video. They're all incredible players, and they're all linked in the description. Good luck out there, gamers. Let's get to 8,000 before the new year.